Hey everybody, Caleb here, and today I've got something different. I think for the rest of January I'm going to be doing a couple something differents, just to kind of give me some time to get caught up on some projects I've been lacking behind on, like making deer antler saddles, or a couple guitars that are taking a little longer. This one is a guitar, the rest of them probably won't be, but this one's a little bit of a different one. You can see this is a FirstAct. This is not usually something I would be working on, but this is for an old friend, and I think that it's definitely worth working on for me. If you've been watching for a while, and if you've been watching Jerry's channel, you probably remember the last guitar build Jerry did, the last hurrah, was for Mr. Paul Wood. His wife Melissa worked in the office at Jerry's for a while, and their granddaughter, who is affectionately known as Tadpole, was given this guitar by Jerry, I do believe. Well, this one kind of got sat on. So the neck is coming loose, and I've been looking in here, and I think it's just a couple of dowels holding it on, although I'm not totally sure yet. But I think we're going to try to glue that back on so Tadpole's got her guitar back. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that today. I'm going to set her down and see what I'm going to have to do to actually get this the right amount apart. Alright. I think I might end up just replacing the strings on this thing. They're all bent up. Not a bad idea. So I'm just going to cut them to get them off of here real quick. Then I gotta figure out how these tuners work. They're covered up with these plastic things, I think, to help cover up the sharp string ends, which is smart. I just gotta get it off of there. I'll show that here. You gotta pull this cap off. Get that off of there. Oh yeah, so beyond the neck coming loose, because it moves a whole bunch, the nut broke. So I'm going to see what I can do about that. It's got a 0 fret, so it's not really like crazy important. It's more just holding the strings in line. We'll see if I've got a replacement floating around here. Something similar. Alright. I think we've got everything out of my way for now. I want to take a look at this neck. So I want to show this off to you here. It moves. It's not attached. I can squeeze it back together, but I don't think that if I just squeeze some glue in there, that's going to cut it. Obviously, any time I spend on this thing is more than its monetary value, but that doesn't mean a whole lot on a sentimental piece like this. It's got a dowel. I think it has 2 dowels, one about here and then one on the other side as well, where the neck itself actually sticks in. I can kind of see the dowel. It doesn't seem to be moving from the body, the dowel itself. The neck seems to be moving from the dowel, which makes me want to take this fretboard off, if I can, the extension, and see if that's just going to do me good enough, is get those dowels re-glued and the neck re-glued to the body. And I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. I'm going to see if I can't just real carefully break this loose. Yeah, that's about to just come off of there. It's coming, I just gotta squeeze it. I've made a separation here. I think you can see all the way down. So it's coming out of there. Just like that. So you can see there, I got 2 dowels that it glues in with. Got a little bit of stuff I want to glue back up before we go gluing this back in, but I think that for the most part, I clean this up, we should be able to just glue that back down. We'll glue those dowels back in. It wasn't loose to where I thought it was. I thought the neck was loose from these dowels, but it turns out it was the other way around. But yeah, cool. I split this a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and stick some glue in there and clamp that up for a little bit. Should be fine. See what else I need to clean up, but really it's not too bad. This will be better than it ever was. Can guarantee that. Alright. Just putting a little bit of glue in my little separation here. We'll squeeze that down, pump it so it works itself in. And that ought to be good. I'm going to clamp that down for a little while. Yeah, that'll do. So we'll let that sit for a little while, dry up, and we'll see where we want to move on to next. Alright, so I'm ready to glue this thing up. And I'm just going to put some glue on all the surfaces here on the neck. Let it glue up that way. It shouldn't really need adjusted ever again, so I just want this to be well stuck and not moving. I'm just gonna run a really long clamp along the heel to the back of the guitar just to help kind of press that in. That way it should push those dowels in and have everything kind of in place. Then we'll just throw a little clamp on the top to help push that tongue back down, the fretboard extension, and that way that'll hold it all down right where it should be, and it's gonna look really great. So then we'll just let this set up for a couple hours and we can move on. So this thing's set up overnight, and you can see it's glued on there pretty good. I'm trying to find a good place to set that right there. It's solid. That's pretty much all we can ask for. I have been working on a new nut for this thing. Not been spending too much time on it, because once again, pretty much any time I spend on this thing is more than it's worth. So we're going pretty much as fast as we can. There's a nut that'll fit in there. I do need to make some string slots. The thing is, though, with the 0 fret, they don't need to be crazy accurate string slots. They need to sit just barely above the board on depth. As far as spacing, I do want to get that right the best I can. And I don't remember what I did with my pencil. Here it is. Alright. String slots. I'm going to get started on these. I probably won't film doing all of them, but starting to work some in there. Alright, so I got this nut glued on here. It's looking good. I've done a little bit of cleanup on this thing, not a whole lot, because, you know, it is what it is. But I got some strings for it. I also got these strings for that last guitar I worked on, which was that really, really old Washburn. So these are like extra light strings, 10 to 47. They should be good for this. They should be good for that, too. But we're going to get this thing strung up. This took a trip to Guitar Center today, so I actually had some thin strings. We'll string this thing up now and get her going. I probably won't film anymore here. I just wanted to show you I got some thin strings to put on this little guitar. I'll get her strung up and bring it back. Well, I got this thing strung up, and that neck seems to be holding really good. So, I think we're looking really good. Got this thing solid, it holds a tune. I think that's all I can ask for out of it. But, glad to know we got this little thing done. So I can go ahead and send this on back to good old Tadpole. She's got her guitar back. Hope you enjoyed this little bit of a side project. I think we're going to be getting a few more little side projects in the near future. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.